Alright, I finished this video script. I have more plans for storytime videos, D&D videos, character redesigns lined up, and what month is it? Oh, well, at least I don't have to do a 31-day drawing challenge like Inktober or...
Mama, a girl behind you.
Well, fuck. This year I am prepared. I am not sure how long this video will be, but I am breaking it up into 2 parts rather than 4. This is part 1 of Cringetober 2024, where I complete all of these prompts. If you want the full list to follow along, it will be in the description, whether you're doing your own drawings, or picking a prompt from this list, or getting inspiration, or just wanting to watch me lose my mind for a month. Let's fucking get into it, okay? Cringetober 2024! Woo, 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 woo. Let's see how much energy I keep up this video, okay? And hopefully it won't be 4 hours, because as much as I love to yap, this isn't a fucking podcast, okay? We're drawing, and our first prompt is screenshot redraw of just a screenshot from whatever show, whatever movie, just redraw it. So you know I had to do Gravity Falls. I love Gravity Falls. There's been a new wave of Gravity Falls because the Book of Bill came out, and now there's just like a lot more fandom content. Things are cooking in the Gravity Falls fandom. And so of course I had to rewatch Gravity Falls because it's one of the best shows that I've ever watched. I remember when it was coming out, I wasn't too much of a theorist, but like all the hints and all the little clues and stuff, I would let other people find them, and I'd be like, wow, that's neat. And that's kind of how I am today. Like, you're going into the lore of how Bill was born. Me, I'm watching fan edits of Stan Pines on TikTok. The Bill Ford shipping allegations, I'm pretty sure they're canon. Yeah, I just talked to Alex Hirsch. Yeah, they're canon. Don't ask. But with this new wave of Gravity Falls, I'm looking at it again with new eyes. Dan's kind of hot. This is our white man of the month. Last year, it was all about Asterion. Now it's all about Grunkle Stan. I've only drawn him a couple times, but to help me get into the swing of things, of course I had to draw my comfort character of the month. I just think he's neat, okay? Going into our next prompt, how do you say it? Tsundere? Tsundere? I think this was on last year's Cringetober, and I drew these same characters. This is Dick and Ronnie. Overall, at the end of last year's, well, kind of at the beginning of last year's, I was already burnt out from it because the perfectionist in me is like, okay, every single one of these has to be like a fully rendered, shaded, lined piece. However, I am fighting the perfectionist in me, and if I'm like, the sketch looks good on its own, I'll just clean it up. Like, with these prompts, you're gonna make some bangers, but on the other hand, some of them are just gonna be like, yeah, I just had to draw this for the day. Tomorrow will be better. Challenges like this are meant to challenge you, not to torture you. You're supposed to be having fun and doodling, and I just had to keep that in mind because I went insane last time. So, disclaimer out of the way, let's talk about Dick and Ronnie, the characters I'm drawing. I'm gonna be frank, okay? These characters are old, okay? They need a redesign, a revamp. They need to escape 2017. I did a video redesigning my other characters, Sarah and Beth. These guys are also due for one. Putting that on my list. I'm gonna give them a twink death. I'm not 100% with this design of them yet, but having this little sketch is giving me ideas. It's good enough for now, I think. Definitely getting my cogs churning. That sounded dirty. That's not. I also gave Dick, the one on the left, I tried to give him a mustache because I feel like when you add a mustache to a man, they just get like 8 times hotter. However, when I gave him that mustache, he looked too much like Jay Schlatt, and I was like, okay, gotta shut that down now. Anyway, have this toxic yaoi for prompt number 2. And our next prompt is oversized prop. Now, when I was thinking about this, I was like, man, something like small character, big weapon. And then I thought, big weapon, big lady. That's right, it's Kosif! It's my D&D character Kosif again! Let's fucking go! Of course she had to be in here. I love her! When I was drawing this, I was trying so hard to find a pose. I was like, it's gotta be something that shows off her sword, obviously, because that's the prompt, is this oversized prop. Giant fucking long sword makes sense. But all of the poses that I had saved for Kosif, unfortunately, do not have swords. They kind of show off other parts of her design. You could see when I was sketching this, I was like kind of focused on her gat, her level 10 gat with recoil. See it from the front? And then I was like, oh wait, she has a skirt. Like, she's got drapery behind her. I don't have to render her level 10 gat. But I usually hate drawing swords. I didn't want to go too crazy with this one. Okay, we're reeling it back. We got a lot of prompts on this list. Not everything has to be like poster-worthy fantasy babe, okay? And I draw more Kosif later on, so I think that will be it for our oversized prop. Let's go on to the fourth one, which is fursona / fursuit. Yeah, it ain't called Cringetober for no reason, sweetheart. This is also a repeat prompt, I'm pretty sure. Actually, I have 2 fursonas, and usually I'm drawing my raccoon fursona, but I made a video a while ago where I made a cow fursona because I'm such a Taurus. I really hate that design now. I drew it so long ago, I felt like now would be a good opportunity for me to redraw this cow fursona. And you know what? I think it's 100% better than the last one. I don't usually draw furry stuff. When I do, it's like Garfield, or it's like very cartoony. There's like a scale for how anthropomorphic your furry can be, and I feel like this is on a better part of that spectrum. For my preference, obviously. But yeah, I love how Cringetober just gives me an excuse to draw things that I've been wanting to draw and that I'm just like, don't have the energy to do, or like real motive to do. Because I don't like drawing that cow character. But this one turned out so cute. Little western-y in there. Adorable! Okay, our next one is gijnka. I have no idea what that is supposed to be pronounced as, but that was also a repeat prompt from last year, and definitely not complaining at all. I love these prompts, and all the good ones are back again this year. What the hell does gijnka mean? From my research, people mainly do like Pokemon gijinkas, where they take a Pokemon and turn them into what they would look like as a human. Kind of like the opposite of being a furry and making a fursona, but it can really be anything. I know that Lavender Town does this a lot, where it's like she'll take something like diseases or plants or even just ideas and turn them into like cute girls or whatever. Love that. What I'm doing is very influenced by, you guessed it, Gravity Falls. If you haven't seen Gravity Falls, knowing my audience, you already know. If you haven't seen Gravity Falls, give it a watch. But this is Bill. Everyone say hi, Bill. I've been seeing all over the internet people making humanoid versions of Bill and shipping them with Ford, obviously. So I wanted to take a crack at it. Not really a new idea, okay? I'm just following the crowd. I am the sheeple. This is my kind of humanoid bill. I just really liked this pose and like the kind of angles. This is my personified triangle for this prompt. Our next prompt, number 6, is unnatural eye color. This is basically just an excuse for me to draw Valak, my other D&D character. This is actually like half of a speed paint because when I sketched this out, I just never finished it. So as soon as I got this prompt, I was like, yes! Yes! And she's a tiefling, of course. Let's see, lore-wise, what color eyes do tieflings have? Because I don't think the yellow and red is, like, official, but it's a tiefling. Being blue also isn't official, but fuck Wizards of the Coast, sometimes. Fuck them sometimes. Let's see. All tieflings possess large, thick horns of various styles on their heads. Prehensile tails approximately 4 to 5 feet in length. That's kind of really long, actually. Sharply pointed teeth, and their eyes are solid orbs of red, black, white, silver, or gold. I guess she has gold eyes, but they're also not solid, because in Baldur's Gate 3, the eye color can be like, what is the white part of your eye called? The sclera can be like black and then just like whatever rainbow colors, but for whatever reason, I just really wanted her to have yellow eyes. Valak actually has jaundice, I think. I think the primary color palette she's got going on just is so good. Also, I haven't drawn her in so long, and I'm about to start playing her again, so I think an updated reference sheet like this one would be pretty nice to have. And look, now I have it! It's here! It's right here! I actually finished this sketch that was just gonna rot away in my files and be forgotten and lost media or something. This next prompt is crossover. What is this, a crossover episode? Can you guess? Oh shit, it's Gravity Falls. Shit, it's Gravity Falls again. This one has a bit of lore. I feel like most of you know this already. There is... what was it? It was in like one of the journals that was published, I think. Or maybe it was in the new book of Bill. I don't know. I can't read, okay? Or actually, I think it was referenced just in the show that Stan had a wife named Marilyn fake name. They got married in Vegas for like 24 hours and then she stole his car and left forever. But then I think in the books we get a little more detail about his ex-wives and stuff, and this Marilyn last name is on there, and she's described as like a silver fox with like a gold tooth. That sounds an awful lot like Ida from the Owl House. I don't think it's been confirmed, but it's pretty obvious to me that these two were married. Plus, I think there's been a couple of Easter eggs where, like, you can see a wanted poster of Ida in the background. So in this crossover prompt, I decided to draw the two of them as if they were still married. Just watching TV, drinking coffee, being old people, but oh my god, they look so cute! I don't care that they were married for no longer than a day. They're so cute together. They're basically the same person. I love them. Lucky there's a man who positively can do all the things that make us laugh and cry. He's a family guy. Prompt number 8 is Dead Meme, and the creator of Cringetober actually made a video this year explaining and detailing what the prompts mean, and in the explanation for Dead Meme, it was just like how I interpreted it was I see a bunch of like draw your sona like this, and I save these all the time and then I never do them. And then whenever I actually sit down at my desk and I'm like, okay, maybe I should draw a couple of those, it's It's done. It's already, like, no one's doing it anymore. It's, like, way too late. So now, this prompt gives you the chance to, like, actually do those. I know it's Cringetober. Without the explanation that they gave, I probably would have done something like cringe meme I would have done when I was 12. But this one gave me an excuse to finally draw some of those things that I've been wanting to draw. And I saw this funny one of Seth MacFarlane and Peter Griffin, and I was like, oh my god, that's so me and Asterion. So I put a bunch of Asterion drawings in the background, because in the background you can see like framed photos of the characters. So I thought this was a win, and I finally got to do this one. Not a ton of explanation. I like how this one turned out. It's pretty cute. On to the next one. It's childhood video game. Because it's Cringetober, you would think, oh, like Undertale or FNAF. However, this gave me a chance to talk about Pop Tropica. And I don't know if I woken your child sleeper agent as soon as I said Pop Tropica, or if you're like, what the fuck is even that? What are you talking? That's a made up name. You're just making shit up. Wrong. Pop Tropica is like a platform adventure type game that I used to play all the time. I would play this and Club Penguin every single day after school. Sometimes in the computer lab at the elementary school. This is a deep fucking cut. In the computer lab, after doing your typing quizzes and whatnot, people would go on like Club Penguin, and then the school would ban that. One thing that they didn't ban, though, was Pop Tropica, because it's just a simple, straightforward adventure game, and you get to customize your little characters, and obviously, Club Penguin is down, and that's a tragedy because I never could log back into my account before they were shutting down their servers. Broke my fucking heart, okay? Just a piece of my childhood just lost to history forever. What the fuck, dude? But this one, Pop Tropica, also ended, but not fully. It's still available on coolmathgames.com. Shout out coolmathgames.com, the sponsor of today. No, I wish. But it still exists. And I remember my username and password from when I was in elementary school. So in this year, 2024, I started playing it again. Oh my god. Apparently I'm a member. I got a membership still. But god, it was just such a big part of my childhood. I remember in the very early days of YouTube watching tutorials for like the islands or like the levels that I needed help with. They had this island. It had to do with like Bigfoot and like the Loch Ness Monster. It was like some sort of like cryptid investigation island, and I was eating that up. And then I started to learn what the chupacabra was, and I didn't finish playing it, because it scared the shit out of me. In the game, it said that it had glowing red eyes, and I was like, whatever, donut wheel. And then I had this alarm clock that would reflect onto the window in my childhood bedroom, so when I looked into the window, it like doubled, and I could see a pair of red glowing eyes. And I was so afraid to sleep. I remember that so vividly. I think that's where I got my anxiety from. But honestly, 10 out of 10 game. I deadass might just binge YouTube later and watch all of the playthroughs of old islands that aren't there anymore. Another thing that isn't there anymore, which I don't know if it's just because I'm the only one playing Pop Tropica right now. But you used to be able to visit common rooms on like different islands with like other players. You were able to like play mini games and like chat. My favorite part, steal everyone's outfits and just play a foraging kind of dress up game. But now I can't do that. What I drew here was my literal character. But this is Clean Ring. They always had weird names, but Clean Ring got a nice ring to it, I would say. Maybe I should rebrand my YouTube channel to Clean Ring? Just a thought. Okay, I think I talked about Pop Tropica long enough. I could go on, but you're twisting my arm. Okay, I'll go to the next prompt. Number 10 is ship dynamic, and I'm sure you already know what a ship dynamic is. I don't have to explain it. It's just different types of ships with like different types of characters. This one was one of those prompts that I mentioned. I was like, okay, I have to draw something for ship dynamic. Felt like I wasn't creative enough, so here's some old ass OCs. And no, they're not Homestuck OCs, they're just gray demon looking guys. I swear it's not home. These characters, Desmond and Bo, are the classic, like, tall and calm character with a short and angry character. And they're also blue and red coded. I'm a sucker for blue and red coded characters. Almost all of my pairings are like blue and red characters. Yeah, I'm sensing a theme here. But anyway, I just drew them being silly, so that was this prompt. I could have done something better, but I just wasn't feeling up to it. And this didn't look so bad. Our next one, though, has a lot of lore. So strap in. Not that, the other strap. Did I make that joke last time or did I cut it out? This one is 5+1 things, which I had no clue what it was even talking about. So with this Cringetober, it's like trying to get you to use other media. And 5+1 is a trope in fan fiction that I did not know about, because famously I can't read. But 5+1 things is a trope where like a character will do 5 things the same way, and then the one thing at the end is like it changes. For example, like character A will tell character B that they love them 5 times. And then the roles will switch at the end, and the last time it's character B that kisses character A. Or, I hope I'm explaining it right. I mean, that's what I think it means. Kind of just like a story structure. But I am not a fan fiction writer, okay? I don't write fan fiction. I just have a bunch of scenarios in my head playing on a loop, you know? And for this one, I didn't really have any ideas, but after doing my research on Reddit, it reminded me of this this thing that happened in our D&D game with Kosif and Amber, the cleric. TLDR, there's a bunch of strange time magic happening. All these time portals are popping up out of nowhere, and every single time one has popped up, Amber has gone through the portal because another character, our wizard Q, has gone through the portal without any thought in mind. Q's going straight in there, and every single time Amber has followed Q in there so that he will not be alone. However, we're in a big boss battle. All go through a giant time portal. We fuck up the timeline trying to kill a dragon. The dragon's killing us. We have to exit the portal ASAP. We need to get the hell out of there. And while we are running, Kosif picks up Amber and runs out of the portal before there's a massive explosion. Instead of leaving, Q decides to stay. And rather than going into the portal with her friend to make sure that they're safe and protected, Amber cannot follow. And that is the cliffhanger we left on. And I think that is a perfect 5+1 things. If I'm being honest, I think our wizard friend might be a bad guy. I'll keep you updated for sure, dude. Whether you want an update or not. And that's this piece. It's a little traumatizing, but my friend really wanted this scene played out. So here it is, love you. Our next prompt is actually D&D related as well. The prompt is Hatsune Miku / Vocaloid. Now listen, I watched the Jaden Animations video about Miku. I get it. Did I grow up with listening to Vocaloids? No. I just missed this part of the internet, but the reason that this is D&D related, you can clearly tell that I'm drawing a horse. So in my campaign, I gave one of my players a robe of useful items, which every time I give my players like cool magic items, they use them. That is kind of the point. But they do cheese it sometimes, but not with this one. In this robe of useful items, you pull off a patch and something random appears. And this something random became a horse. And it doesn't have a lot of health. So after they summoned a horse, they named it Hatsune Miku, became attached to it, and then I killed it. And now I'm a quote-unquote horse murderer, and I'll do it again. But Hatsune Miku sadly passed away. May she rest in peace. She died doing what she loved, being poisoned by a bush. But then you just pulled another patch from the robe, and it just so happened to be another fucking horse. So, they're on my hit list. Number 13. Rule 63. Genderbend. If you've seen my TikTok, then you will know that I did a couple of gender bends of myself. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll just do that again. But I hate those designs. Usually I draw them pretty, seductive. Kinda like I'm drawing it with my left hand, if you know what I mean. I didn't want to do that here. I kind of wanted to draw Kosef again, but I draw her in the next prompt, so just wait for that. So basically, I don't have a lot to say for this one, except this is basically just me with a mustache. I wouldn't say I'm the most feminine presenting. I mean, I definitely lean towards that, but I feel like gender swapped, it would be pretty much the same. I mean, it's kind of hot. Maybe if I drew him without a shirt, it would be hotter, but hey, we're TOS over here. Also, hot take, which shouldn't be hot at all, but I hate gender bends when their gender bent version is just a skinnier version. You know what I mean? I'm at fault with this, okay? I'm bigger, and then when I first drew my gender bends, I drew a twink. I am not a twink. Now, what about me screams twink to you? I'm a bear! I'm a bear! I fixed it. I have redeemed myself. I fixed it. Fat fucks unite. This one was also one of those prompts where I was like, yeah, let's get into it. And then halfway through I was like, okay, well, his shirt's on now, so I guess we'll just finish it. That's kind of how my motivation works. Sorry. Tell me in the comments, smash or pass. I will not take offense, but I don't think I should tell you my answer. Number 14 is incorrect quote. And I haven't used Tumblr since like 2016, so I didn't really know what this meant. My friend, however, enlightened me, okay? You see him on Tumblr all the time. It's either like a text post about like characters, or it's like a quote from a show that you put your own characters into or whatever. So I did one of my favorite shows, Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and I looked over a bunch of quotes and I was like, oh, this would be perfect for a D&D party. The one with Kosef, obviously. This one took me quite a while just because there's a lot of characters. I thought this fit the characters very well, especially Amber, because as I've said, she always dives in to help her friend getting stuck in a random unpredictable time portal. And continuously it has been a theme that Q in particular is not really concerned about the rest of the party, which is why I think he's evil. Either that, or it's just because he's a stupid fucking elf who lives forever and doesn't care about us. Okay, bro, we get it. You're basically immortal. Such a fucking piece of work. But Amber is desperately still trying to keep friendships, and there's just a lot of tension with the party, which is so good story-wise, but so bad for them. I love Kosef and Amber's dynamic. Amber is trying desperately to keep their friendship afloat, her and Q, and Q doesn't seem to give a fuck. And at the same time, Kosef is desperately trying to connect with Amber better and become stronger friends. And Amber just dismisses her. Not really dismisses her, but ignores her. So yeah, dismisses her. Kosef is like still trying to get the gang back together on this adventuring party again, and everyone is kind of busy with their own shit right now. Q is trying to gain knowledge for his fucking temple and probably evil god. Spencer's in debt. Garhawk does like to adventure. Garhawk's fun. Kosef's also teaching him how to read, so they're great friends. And Amber is going through like some existential crisis with her god. Whatever. Why can't you just just gossip with me, girl? That's all I'm asking. Anyway, all those reasons are the reason that I did this one. And I did it kind of like a comic form, just cause I haven't really drawn the whole gang together in a long time, so I'm sure that I've introduced them to you before, but obviously Kosef is the hot one. Amber is the cleric with the blonde pigtails. Q is the blue wizard looking bitch. Spencer is our rogue, the one in red and the daggers. And the big guy in the back with the huge gyat is Joey's character, Garhawk. But I really liked how this one turned out. I like the style that I did it in. I know it doesn't look any different than how I usually do, but it feels different to me. Feels good. But I just think it turned out so cute, and they're so silly, and I can't wait to play as Kosef again. Oh my god, we're here! We're here at the final prompt with animation meme. And oh yeah, we're cooking. I was born to do this. Instead of doing like a redo of like an old animation meme, animation memes are still alive today. I mainly see animation memes on TikTok nowadays, so that is what I am doing. There is a song, I don't know if it's fan-made or not, but it's a song about the amazing digital circus. The song is called Wacky World, so people are putting themselves into different worlds, like different universes, different fandoms that they're in, and I am eating this shit right up. That's good shit. Oh, I love the taste of shit. I haven't done an animation meme in forever. The last one I did was actually Nasty Dog, which, I mean, if you're interested, you can watch it on TikTok or Instagram Reels. My last animation meme was in August, and before that, 7 years ago. So yeah, I like to think I have improved since then. Instead of using Movie Studio, the default video editor on my laptop, now I got all these fancy ass programs. Not that that changed anything. It's really fun for me to learn how to do this again, but in my programs that I know now. I started speed running this shit, dude. This prompt took me 2 fucking days to do. I understand that you're going for a mixed media type of prompt list this year. I didn't do the fan fiction. There's a cosplay one here that I am not doing, but animation meme, that I can do, and that I did. For the different fandoms, I did My Little Pony, obviously. That one's a given. Then I did South Park. because I still love South Park. Then I did Baldur's Gate 3. Love Baldur's Gate 3! Which, side note, the long video script that I had as a bit in the beginning, it's not a bit. I wrote a Baldur's Gate 3 script and I finished it the same month that they celebrated their 1 year since release date. So now I'm gonna be fucking late again, okay? Because I had to get the stupid Cringetober series out. It's not stupid. I want to do it. I'm prepared to do it. I'm doing it better, okay? I'm making it easier on me and easier on you to watch. What fucking tangent did I go off of? Anyway, Baldur's Gate 3. Put that baby in there. Gravity Falls. Gravity Falls had to be one. And then I couldn't really think of a show or anything, so I just did my fursona. Not the cow one, the one I actually use. And I put it in Furry Kingdom. And if you know the reference, I love you. And I think I'm gonna get copyrighted, so this is just a voiceover of the animation meme. So I did my best, and I've been watching this on repeat for a long time. And it loops, and it loops. Pretty proud of it. I think it's gonna do numbers. And oh my freaking gosh, guys. That is the end of the first half of Cringetober. Holy cow, we made it. We did it, Joe. And I'm uploading on a right day. God is great. Again, if you want to follow the prompt list or check it out, it'll be in the description. Part 2 will be released on Halloween. At least that's what I'm hoping for. So just saying, if you have any ideas for the next prompts, comment them down below because I read all the comments. Even if they're really bad, I got a problem with that. And while you're down there, hit subscribe. I mean, you already watched this over 30-minute long video. Also, hit the notification bell to be notified when the next part comes out. Whether you are joining or not, I am glad that you are here. So thank you so much for watching, and I will hopefully see you on Halloween, and we will finish Cringetober in October. And I hope you had a good meal, because I know that you were eating while watching this. That freaks some people out. Anyway, toodles, see you on Halloween!